Hey everybody, it's Flyin Ryan here with the review of the HT F801C. This is an aerial video quad and it does come with a camera. And a lot of people were calling the JJRC H8C the Syma X5C killer. And I didn't quite agree with that, but I think this may be the Syma X5C killer. I have just been incredibly impressed with this. A lot of things I like about it. I think it just looks really good, especially with the prop guards on. Kind of has that, mini Phantom look. Just, a neat design. I like the shape and the size of the body, the color. The plastic feels good. It's got these nice big LED motor pods, and being that it's white plastic, kind of the whole pod here lights up with the LEDs, so you've got these really visible, this whole section here is lit up and you can see it from pretty much all angles. So really nice and bright LEDs, works well for night flying even. You've got, these optional landing gear. But even without the landing gear on, these motor pods come down low enough that you can, there's still clearance for the camera. And you've got this, it's just a really slim, low profile camera. So you don't even need the landing gear on when you've got the camera on. You can have this camera on and just use the normal motor pod landing feet. So that's pretty nice. The prop guards do have one screw each to connect them, so you've got to screw them on and off, but they look pretty cool. They work pretty well. There's not a ton of clearance between them, so they can kind of hit the props a little bit when you bump into stuff, but it flies well with them on. It doesn't really affect flight performance, and you can even flip with them on, so that's pretty nice. And it does have a blinking LED in the back here. It's a little bit odd because this is the battery bay here, and that's in the front. So I think this is kind of the same design as that L6039 that I recently reviewed, and they had this in the back and then used this as a headlight in the front. So this one's reverse of that, and you can kind of remember by which way the camera is facing. But the battery bay is got enough room in there that you can put the battery in and still have room for all the plugs, and it's not too hard to get it to close and whatnot. This is the battery. It is a 650 milliamp hour. There we go. It takes about an hour and a half to charge. And then flight times, you can get anywhere from about 6 minutes and 45 seconds to 9 minutes. Depending on, the combination of what you've got attached. The landing gear takes about 15 seconds off of flight times, and the camera and prop guards each take, about a minute, maybe a little bit less off of flight times. So if you have everything removed, where you've just got the quad itself, no camera, no gear, no guards, you'll get 9-minute flights with that. So pretty long flights, and it flies really well in that form. It's pretty zippy. And this can even carry the Mobius Action Cam for 6.5 minutes, which is longer than the X5C can. So pretty impressive. And the Mobius comes just a little bit too far down, so it's a little bit longer than the landing feet here. So if you don't use the landing gear, it kind of rocks on the Mobius a little bit. It'll land on the Mobius. So I would suggest using these when you've got the Mobius on, just to protect it. But this can carry the Mobius. I just put mine on I just wrapped a rubber band around the body, and I've got some Velcro on my Mobius, so that was in between the body, and there was no jello wobble or anything. It was a really nice video, so that's impressive. Let's see, what else is there? So there's two rates, and there's only one yaw rate, but it's a pretty good yaw. You can actually do funnels with this and everything. And you change the rates by clicking the right bumper, and you click the left bumper, and to do flips you move the right stick, and it does pretty nice flips. This also has like the 803C that I reviewed. It's got that weird fly back, so if you press and hold the left bumper, it just flies backwards. It doesn't fly back to you, it just literally flies backwards. So that's kind of weird and pointless. And then if you click the right bumper and hold it for 3 seconds or whatever, that's headless mode. So you can see here it says headless flying. So this does have headless mode, which, you know, as I've said, I'm not a big fan of it. It kind of works. It's pretty decent in this one, though. Just like all the rest, it'll eventually lose its orientation, and next thing you know, forward is in a completely different place than when you started. So just not a fan of that trend of adding headless mode. I think we can do without that. It's just teaching people bad habits and making people think that they're going to be able to just buy this and, oh, I'll just use headless mode and I'll be able to fly no problem. But it's not that easy. It doesn't work that way. And it's not going to save you in a flyaway, because when you turn on the mode, wherever the front of the quad is facing, that is forward. So if it's facing to your right when you turn it on, forward is going to be to the right. So you can't just turn it on and hold back and fly back to you. That's not how it works. It's going to fly back from wherever the front was when you turned it on. So anyway, that headless mode rant, I'm probably going to be saying that over and over again, since so many quads seem to add that these days. Also comes with a spare set of props, a USB charging cable, a little USB card reader for the camera, and it does come with the card, which is a 4 GB card. So that's pretty nice, and it is a 2 megapixel HD camera, so that's, you know, one of the you know, better qualities you can get of the built-in cameras so far still. And the lens is adjustable, so you can, you can take the camera off quite easily, as you saw there. It just snaps into place. But the lens can be angled. It looks like it doesn't come entirely down, but you can have a good downward angle to it if you want, or have it facing more forward. So that's another advantage over the Syma X5C, which has a fixed angle that's pretty low. This one you can adjust your angle. And then what I really liked is it comes with these thumb pads on the transmitter by default, but in this packaging there are sticks, so you can just pull off and have sticks or thumb pads. So that's awesome. That's a trend. Let's do away with headless mode and let's keep this trend going, guys. I like this. Give me sticks or thumb pad option. That's awesome. Everybody's pleased. Even with the Xbox 360 style controller, when I've got sticks, it's pretty nice. I can deal with this. I can live with that. So keep that going, guys. I like that. These are all your trim buttons here, which are kind of a little bit odd layout, but in theory, once you actually get using them, it's not too bad. They actually work pretty well, and you can kind of find them nice and easily. And then it's got a LCD display for, you know, just shows you what your trim settings are and everything. Let's see, a lot of stuff to say about this one, but I think that covered it. Oh, there is, you know, when you've got these battery bays, I wish they had an on-off switch. So this doesn't have an on-off switch, so a little bit annoying because you're trying to get your battery plugged in and everything, and there is no way to recalibrate the accelerometer on this, so it does it every time you plug the battery in. So you want to be sure that you've got it sitting on a flat surface when you connect the battery, because if if you're holding it and you connect it, oh, Elsie's coming to say hi. If you're holding it at an angle when you connect that battery, you're going to mess up the accelerometer. So you've got to have it sitting flat when you connect the battery. So that's just even more reason why give us an on-off switch. Let me connect the battery however I want, set it on a level surface, then turn it on, and it'll be nice and ready to go. So that's really my only complaint about this one, because I did that on accident a few times, and the thing was all over the place. So it is very important that you're on a level surface when you connect that battery. Oh, and when you're, to activate the camera, you click the stick. So clicking the left stick takes a picture, clicking the right stick starts filming, and the transmitter beeps the entire time it's filming. So I'm not a fan of that, though I guess it does, work as a reminder, but I've never had a problem remembering that I started filming, so it really just kind of becomes more of a nuisance when you've got the transmitter beeping the whole time. And I think that is finally all there is to say about it. Yes, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do a little indoor flight in this form with everything on, and we'll turn off the lights so you can see what the motor pods look like and everything. And then I'll take off everything except for the camera, and we'll take it outside, do a more aggressive flight, and do some onboard camera footage sample. So let's go check it out. Alright, this is just a quick little indoor flight of the HT F801C. We'll just show off how it flies with the prop guards on, then we'll turn off the lights and look at the LEDs. And this thing flies just fine with the prop guards on, no problem at all. You can even kind of get some funnels going and stuff. Not bad. Look at that. Alright, let's try a bump, see how it does with the bump. So the prop guards kind of hit into the props a little bit when you bump into stuff too hard. But, you know, they work decently well. Alright, let's take it down. And let's check out these LEDs in the dark. So pretty cool LEDs, I like them. I like the way the whole pod, you know, lights up, hangs down from below the props like that. Very visible from all angles, and that blinking backlight helps as well. So I'd call this one another night flyer. I think you do just fine keeping your orientation in the dark. So I'm really impressed with this quad. I think this is a home run on HT's part, and this very well could be the Syma X5C killer. So let's take it in for a landing. Not too bad. Alright, so now I'll go ahead and I'll take off the prop guards and landing gear. We'll leave the camera on, and we'll take it outside and give it a high-speed flight test, see what it can really do, and we'll do some onboard video footage and see what that looks like. So let's go check it out. Alright, I got the HT F801C outside for the outdoor flight. We'll do some onboard footage, but to start, I'll just do some fun flying. Got it on high rates. And I really enjoy flying this thing. It's a lot of fun. A little bit of a breeze today, but shouldn't be a problem. There's our funnels. It's got a pretty decent yaw rate. So I'll do some flips. Pretty nice flips. Pretty good funnel there. Alright, start up the video, make sure it's recording. Yep. The transmitter beeps the whole time, which I don't know if you can really hear it here on camera or not. Just get a little sample of the onboard footage just to show what the quality looks like. Make you guys dizzy a little bit. Alright, stop the video. So yeah, I don't know, I think to me this may be the Syma X5 killer. I mean, this thing just is a lot of fun to fly. It flies really nice and smooth, and quick and precise. I really enjoy this thing. Whoa, dodge the tree branches. Man, this thing is just really a lot of fun. I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't have super high expectations for this one. Alright, well I think that's a long enough flight review. A little indoor flight and an outdoor flight, some onboard footage. Bring her in for landing. There we go, that's the HT F801C. I'm happy with this one, I really like it. Pretty cool little quad. Alright, well thanks for watching. Check the video description for price and purchase links, and I'll see you next time.